Are prop firms the best way to get started with trading in 2025 and beyond? That's what we're gonna talk about in this video. My name is Isaiah, and if you have not already subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button if you're interested in trading content. So for those of you new to the channel and also to the trading world in general, you're probably wondering, what are prop firms to begin with? And I've explained it in one of my most recent videos, but I'll cover it again in more depth in this video. And prop firms are basically being able to trade without using your own capital. So let's just say you're getting started in trading and you know it takes money to trade. Obviously that is undeniable, right? You need money to trade. But you have two options. Either you can trade with your own capital, so that means using the money that you have worked for, saved up for, or wherever you have gotten it from. Maybe you have, done something illegal for it. I don't know. But you can then use that money to trade and hopefully bring a return using that capital. But that can get a little bit risky, obviously a lot risky, because you're using your own money. So if you blow through it, if you get emotional, blow your account, that money is gone forever and ever and ever. On the alternative end, you can use what are called prop firms. They allow you to enter the trading world at a way lower risk. So for example, let's say you want to get started trading and you have $200. You have two options. You go take the 200, put it in the market, and hopefully bring a return. Or you can try to pass a prop firm trading combine that will give you access to more capital. Let's say like $4,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. And then you can trade with that, giving you the opportunity to make a way bigger return than if you would have taken your $200. And there's way less risk involved. Now that is just a basic definition of kind of how prop firms work. But as I mentioned, we're gonna go into way more detail about how prop firms work very shortly. So I'm currently funded with a company called Topstep. They're one of the leading prop firms in the futures space. And that's what I trade. I trade futures. I used to trade Forex, but now I specifically do futures trading. If you're coming from the Forex world, it's really not much difference. Instead of pips, it's now ticks. Instead of lot sizes, it's now contracts. That's really the basics of the difference between Forex and futures. And the trading interface might look slightly different, but other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. How you read the charts, the things you can trade are pretty much the exact same as they are in the Forex world, which allowed me to kind of have success in futures fairly quickly. I've only been trading futures for probably like around 4 or 5 months. It took me a minute to just really adjust to the risk management side of things. And now I'm on a pretty good trading streak. When it comes to this whole futures thing, I've been funded with Topstep. I've now had like multiple funded accounts with Topstep. Have blown a few, as every trader does. I've blown a few, but I've also have taken out multiple payouts now, which is the most important part when it comes to prop firms, is collecting payouts. Because the ultimate business model with prop firms is based off the statistic that most people who begin trading will fail. So with that being said, it's very profitable for these prop firms to offer you this extra capital in exchange for the test phase, which the back-end business model, and they used to lie about this until I think like my Forex funds or something like that, some big company in the prop firm space got caught like lying about their business model. But basically how it works, because most traders fail, the way these prop firms work is that you have to pass a combine, which you pay a fee to take, and you're trading virtual capital. It's like a simulation account, virtual capital. And then if you pass that, meeting their criteria, which is usually a profit target, as well as a maximum loss criteria. And if you go below that, then you will fail the combine, the challenge, and you'll have to buy a new one to proceed. So once you do pass, depending on which prop firm you go with, they're now going to require another fee, which is an activation fee. Now for Topstep is $150. Once again, we'll go over this more in depth in a little bit, but let's just say you go for their lowest account they offer, which is a 50K express funded, which is not actually $50,000 you're trading with, but you'll learn that shortly. But that will cost you $50 to take, and then $150 when you pass. So all in, you're in $200. And then now you have another simulation account, but now the money you make is eligible for live withdrawal, like real capital. So let's just say, and the reason why a simulation account is because, as I mentioned, that one company that got caught, they lied in saying that once their challenge / combine, that you're now trading real money and they only make money when you make money, but that was a lie. The whole business model was that they were collecting a bunch of funds off of the challenge fees, and they were paying the profitable traders who passed the combines from the revenue generated from the people who failed the combines. It was not about, there were never any live money going into an actual market. It was all simulation the whole time. Ever since that happened, now the whole market, the whole space has been honest about the business model. But guess what? The business model still works if you are a good trader. I think that there's a lot more upside for traders getting started to use prop firms and to go with live capital, especially if you don't have much money. And I will say this, guys, if you are broke right now, and I'm gonna do a whole other video about this, but if you are broke right now, trading is not the route you should go. And I'm gonna just stop right there. We'll go into more details in another video, but if you're broke, do not try to make money from trading. It is a horrible idea. With that being said, for those who have at least have a little bit of money, prop firms is gonna be your best bet because it's gonna way lower your risk exposure. For example, if you guys see my last video, I turned $200 into $3,000 within 13 days. I'm gonna show you my back end statistics right now, again in this video. But if you have a good strategy that works, I have taken out more money from Topstep than I have paid them in the challenges I've taken. So, and that is the key. For yourself as an individual trade with prop firms, as long as you can squeeze out more money from them than they can squeeze from you, it is a good revenue model. Now, if you're someone who can't control your emotions, or you're like over risking and you continue to blow account after account after account after account, you are in fact their favorite customer because you're helping them remain profitable as a business because they never have to pay you out any money. They only sucking money from you. And it's almost like the same thing as someone who goes and plays slot machines and always loses. The house always wins in the long run. But for the traders who have a good strategy, which is not difficult to have a profitable strategy, if you know some simple, which I will cover a few of them later in this video. Let's head over to topstep.com and take a look. All right, you guys, here we are on topstep.com. As I mentioned, this is the company that I trade with. So we're gonna kind of review them a little bit, kind of talk about what the basis of the program is when it comes to trading with a prop firm and specifically Topstep. So like I mentioned before, there's plenty of prop firms in the industry. Not all of them are as trustworthy, but for me, I strictly trade with Topstep right now. And as I dive more into futures, because as I mentioned, guys, I'm only a few months into trading futures, like literally under a year. So I'm only trading with funded capital versus using my own. And I love it because right now, like futures trading is just my side income. So to be able to make a few extra $1,000 a month clicking buttons and being able to trade without using my own capital is definitely a win for me. And so that's why I want to expose you guys to this as well. But so we'll just kind of read over some of the things on the website. So the Trading Combine is an experiential learning and evaluation program for futures traders. Traders grow and test their skills in simulated markets and earn funding upon achieving certain trading objectives. While earning a funded account is one possible goal, the discipline and habits promoted by the Trading Combine benefit traders of all levels. So here's a couple of the rules, right? There are three things: profit target, consistency target, and then loss limit. So they have three combines you can take, different account sizes. One is 50K, one is 100K, and one is 150K. But I'm going to help you understand those numbers a little bit better shortly. So the rule number one is maximum loss limit. So when it comes to your trading combine, this is your evaluation phase. Your MLL, maximum loss limit, means that if your account balance goes below that number at any point in time, the account has now failed and you will have to buy a new one and start over. Now, so with knowing this one thing right here, you need to control your risk management. Now, in another video, I'll talk about my strategy when it comes to passing combines versus how I manage my account once I have a funded account. Then there's the profit target. That is the number that you have to, the amount of profit you have to earn in the account, which for the 50K is $3,000 and their maximum loss is $2,000. So you have to earn 3K and you can't lose more than 2K. And then consistency target, like you can't, like your highest day can't be more than 50% of your balance. So the fastest you can pass this combine is in 2 days. If you have 2 days of $1,500 profit, then you're good. Or 3 days of $1,000 profit, or anything else beyond that. It could be any mix of numbers, a $500 a day, a $200 a day, however you end up trading. And then this is some of the products you can trade when it comes to their trading platform. As you guys may know, mine is NASDAQ. I strictly trade NASDAQ. I don't trade anything else. I don't care about gold or crude oil. I only trade NASDAQ. Now, that's because during my trading journey, the one thing I've focused on this whole time has been NASDAQ. For some of you guys, you might trade gold. You might like the way gold moves, so that's something that might interest you. Or you might like crude oil. But me personally, I love NASDAQ. That's my baby. NAS is my baby. So, with that being said, we would click here, start a combine. And okay, so this is my back end now. And let's go over here. I'm not gonna actually start one, but you guys can see right here, $49, $99, and $149. And you say 50K buying power. So the reason why this matters and that they specify 50K buying power is because you're not trading with a 50K account as far as like the overall balance, but 50K buying power means like the amount of contracts and stuff you can use. Now, you want to really look at these accounts as these numbers. So your maximum loss is your actual account size. So your account size is $2,000 because I use the maximum loss limit as the actual account size. Because if you can't lose more than $2,000, they could say, oh, it's a $100,000 account or whatever. But if you can't lose that much, the account's not that big. It's really only a $2,000 account with 50K buying power. So the buying power is great for the upside, but if you're following good risk management, that much buying power is not even going to matter. Because if you're using that high in buying power, you're pretty much guaranteed to blow your account. But this is the rules. So max saying 5 right here, that means 5 contracts. So as you guys get familiar with futures trading, like I said, you're trading contracts. So you can have a maximum of 5 contracts, whether it's like minis or micros. If you don't know what that means, we'll explain a little bit later or in another video. But just know you can only trade 5 contracts max. Now, for many of you guys, I would definitely recommend starting with the 50K account. And you guys want to see why very shortly. I have a 50K. I'm passing bigger ones soon, but don't sleep on the 50K because if you trade good, they can make you a lot of money. Like my $200 to $3K has been from a 50K account. So for just $49, you can take this combine. I will mention as well that this is a monthly fee if you don't pass. So let's just say it takes you 2 months to pass. You'll end up paying $100 because it's going to charge you again. But if you pass like in under 30 days, then you just pay $49 and the $150 activation fee. So all in, you'd be in $200. Now, the key thing is that once you pass, you now have an express funded. So let's go back to my main dashboard. Or here we are. You guys can see my account balance right now is $3,293. And that's because I've taken out multiple payouts off this account. So I actually just got paid $2,250 like literally a day ago from me recording this video. And I'll go down to payouts right here so you guys can see the proof that submitted 200 right here, paid to my Wise account, the funds sent and they have arrived. So I'm firsthand proof that they do pay out. It's real. So now let's go look at the trading platform. So that's the backend dashboard. And then Topstep X is the actual trading platform where you place your trades. And this is what it looks like. This is the backend trading platform. Let's open up my current funded account. And let's go look at my performance stats to start with. So you guys can kind of see my current record. So as I record this video, today's date is the 27th. And you guys can see on this 50K account, I have had 14 days or 13 days profitability with 1 losing day. I scalp, and like I said, I strictly trade NASDAQ. So shortly, I will be having another trading day. I wait till the market opens, which is 9:30 Eastern time. But this is my current stats. I don't try to make a crazy amount of money, but you know, on a good day, it's $300, $400, $500 plus. You guys can see a mix of numbers. Like last week, I just wanted to secure 2 profitable days. So I just went out for like low amounts, $200 and $177. And the reason why, so with Topstep, right? Once you get your Express account, that's the one that's eligible for actual payouts once you've passed and activated your combine. And so to qualify for a payout, you need 5 days of $150 profit or more for it to be eligible for it to count towards your payout days. Now, with that being said, let's say you have a day where you make $100. Yes, it's still good. Your account balance will go up 100, but it doesn't qualify you towards your 5 days of $150 or more profit to be eligible for your payout. So let's just say you have 10 days and you only made $100 or less, right? Or yeah, $100 or less. You'd have a higher account balance, which is good, but those won't be days that qualify you for withdrawals. So the only eligible days for withdrawals are days where you make $150 or more. So you can see all of my trading days have been at least $150 or higher is where I closed out at. So they count towards my withdrawals. So after you have accumulated 5 days of $150 or more profit, you're now eligible for a payout of up to 50% of your account balance. So let's say you have $2,000 account balance after 5 days. You're eligible to withdraw up to $1,000. But the key thing you guys want to understand is that once you take a withdrawal, so before you take a withdrawal, your maximum loss limit, the MML, is $2,000. But once you take in your first payout, your MML becomes 0, meaning that whatever your account balance is once you take in your payout, that number to 0 is your maximum loss. So let's just say if you take out $1,000 and your balance is 2, your maximum loss now is $1,000 before your account blows. So for a lot of you, the best thing to do, well, if it's your first time getting funded, just take the payout. I would honestly say, like, if you just take the payout or take a part of it, take some amount, whether it's the full half or take out 100 or 200, just so you can actually feel the money. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because the combines, once you have a good strategy, they're not hard to pass. And the other thing you must know is that, like, all it takes is one day of you getting emotional to blow your account. And yeah, you might have been eligible for a payout, but if you blow your account and you hadn't taken a payout, now you have to start all the way over and you made no money. So my perspective is at least take out 200 once you qualify for a payout, as long as your account balance is $1,000 or higher. That way your initial investment is now pulled out and you're trading with the house money. So after you've taken a payout, if you blow the account after that, it's still completely risk-free because your money is no longer involved. So off of this funded account, I've now taken 2 payouts with the equivalent of $3,000. So I have made a lot of money from them off of a small investment. And so if my account was to blow after this, it would not matter because I've already made like a 15x return. So take the payouts. Once you take a payout, and we're going to go back over here to the dashboard so you guys can kind of see this more. We want to let's go down to Help Center. And then you want to see their, let's look up their payout policy. All right, Topstep payout policy. All right. Here we go. So Express, this is what I was talking about. A winning day for as far as like counting towards a payout is $150 or more. Eligible payout for payouts after 5 winning days. So mind you, once again, a winning day under Topstep's policy is $150 or more. Now mind you, you don't, for your own sake, always need to make 100. It's still a winning day for you, just not a day that makes you eligible for a payout. So $150 or more, and you need 5 of those to qualify for your first payout. And you can pay yourself 50% of your balance or up to $5,000. So no matter what, if your account balance is $20,000 and you're eligible for a payout, you can only take out $5,000 per payout period, which is not a bad thing at all. And I think it teaches you like good risk management. But to be able to make $5,000 every payout, I mean, like if your account balance is high enough, is still amazing. Right? It's still amazing to make $5,000 or $2,000 or however much money from literally without your own capital being involved. And so it's way less risk on your end as a trader. So the biggest part of that payout policy is the winning days and not, obviously not blowing your account. And every time you take a payout, you need 5 more winning days to request another one. So it resets every payout period. You have to restart those 5 winning days to qualify. Those are the most important things you need to know. The other thing I will say is that you do want to read their policy as far as like countries that qualify. Every country is not qualified for Topstep. So please, if you're from somewhere other than like America, Canada, UK, please read and make sure your country qualifies and that you're not violating any rules. So read the policy, guys. Once again, I want to emphasize, read the policies and make sure that you are abiding by everything because I am not responsible for any of you guys who invest your money in this and you don't qualify. So please read, guys. So with that being said, we'll go back over to the trading platform. And the current time right now is so 7:51, but I live in Thailand. So right now it's actually 8:51. So a little bit over 40 minutes until market opens. And I will begin trading. And this is what the trading platform looks like. So this is the back end. This is where you take all your trades, Topstep X. I love it. I have no issues. I'll show you guys on on one of these, like a failed account of like what trading looks like. So let's just say this is on a 15-minute candlesticks right now. And this is where you control your contract amounts. Remember, on the combine, which is the test phase, you can trade up to 5 contracts. Once you pass, please read the policy once again, because once you pass and you're on an Express account, that number changes by account balance. So it does not start at 5 contracts. It starts at like 2 max. So please read once again. And we're under MNQ, which is micro NASDAQ contracts. And when you take a trade, so you can take a market trade, which is like where the market is at right now, or you have a limit stop market or a trailing stop. I will cover those terms in another video. This one is just really about showing you guys how prop firms work, and kind of like opening your eyes once again. But like we'll be going into more depth. Please drop any questions you guys have in the comment section so I can like produce videos that answer you guys' biggest questions. But if we take a market order, literally it's so easy. Either you can buy or sell when it comes to trading. And obviously you do your analysis and you go say, hey, all right, based off of what I just marked up, I think we're going to buy. So let's just say, all right, boom, I'm in for a buy. You get the order filled sound. And then you want to set your stop loss. You just drag it down wherever your stop loss is. So depending on your account risk management settings, you place your stop loss. So let's say we're going to place it right here. And let's say we're going to place our TP up here for a 400, we'll do like $400. And then from here, either we can wait for it to hit our TP or our stop loss. But if we want to get out early, let's say we're up $200 and we're like, okay, you know what? I don't want to wait for it to hit the TP. We're just going to click close position and we're out. And that's pretty much like how Topstep works as far as taking trades. And like I said, once you're taking your trades, your backend stats will be under like the performance section. And we'll go over here. This one, don't mind that. That's just like if I'm taking challenges and I fail one, because I talk about my trading strategy in another video about like how I pass combines, but just note that when I'm passing combines, I do risk more than I would on a actual express one, because my goal when it comes to the combines is I want to pass them quickly, not necessarily trying to pass with the best risk management. I'm trying to pass with speed. All right, y'all. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned a few things. Let me know what you guys think about prop firms and making money without using a lot of your own capital. If you guys have any questions, as I mentioned, please drop them in the description below. I have a lot more videos planned for this channel, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.